G'day. This week it's all about a couple of really great things I saw. Now one of them was the West Wilderness train trip. It's a steam train that goes from Strawn up halfway and then goes back. It doesn't sound like much, but it really is great. It's quite exciting. Now I took the slightly above budget. That way I got the food and the wine all day and it was really great. The other thing, I discovered a little ocean hideaway, which was really great. Beautiful waves. It's just nice to be by the ocean again. Anywho, well, let's go. Here's a little one on etiquette. Now if you're on a gravel road and you pass someone, at every opportunity slow down as much as you can, because on a gravel road you're putting up a balloon of dust and that dust will get all over the person, into their car, into their caravan. You wouldn't want it to happen to you, and maybe you're not aware, so just try and slow down when you're getting near another car and take your time before you bury your foot and you're off again. Now I'm just about to head off on the wilderness track in Tassie, and some people could say this is way over the top, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm dropping the tyre pressure on the car and on the van. Here's a couple of random tips for airing up and airing down. Now as you can see, I'm putting my thong out to put my knee on that so I don't hurt my delicate knees. Go away, fly, March flies. And the other thing is, when you're doing and undoing these, I've got TPMS on, so tyre pressure monitoring system. That's your little basic TPMS. So what you're meant to do is you're meant to put on this little brass nut, so you make certain that's on first. And that works for two ways. One, it'll stop people, it'll defer people from stealing your TPMS, which is not much use to them if they don't have your actual system. And the other thing is, it just holds this thing, it locks it on onto the tyre. Now here's a little thing. So I'm putting it back on, the little pressure gauge. All right, so that's on. Now I tighten it up. I put my finger behind that screw, tighten it up, and to tighten it up they supply a tool, but I actually use my own tools, and it's for mine it's the 13. So to tighten it up, just push it slightly, get the spanner on it, hold the actual unit and just do it anti-clockwise. Here's the big thing. When you're about to take the air out, sometimes you would think logically to do it one way, but in fact, if I'm now letting the tyres down, I go in, put the spanner, and I actually tighten it. Look as though I tighten it, like so. I bend that whole arm back a little, then yeah, push it down. I'm now going clockwise. That releases it. I can then take off the unit, and then I can take off the little nut. And the reason I have to take that off right now is so I can get my whole tyre gauge onto it to do the job. Hope that's not too confusing. While I think of it and I'm walking through this beautiful rainforest in Tasmania, if you subscribe to my channel, that'll help me a real lot, inspire me to keep on going.
Turn right onto Norfolk Road, C249. Continue on C249 for 74 kilometres.
This road at the moment is an absolute dust bowl, so behind me I can't see anything, it's just all dust. The road's a little bit slippery as well, so I'm just taking it easy. Come on, baby. Good morning, top of the morning to you. It is so cold, let me assure you. There's no heat wave going on here in Tasmania. I'm on the wilderness track from Arthur River. This is the serious part, from just out of Arthur River going down to Corinna, and the road's been really good, actually really quite excellent for a four-wheel drive. I did lower my tyre pressures. Now whether that was the right thing or wrong thing I'm not sure, but I'm still glad I did. And in about half an hour I will end up at Corinna, where if you're just having a car or a car with a roof topper, or maybe, well that's about it, or a camper van, you'll be able to use the ferry and go across. But in my case the distance is too long, both the car and the van is way too long. You can go up to 9 metres on that ferry. Mine's way beyond that, so just keep that in mind. Great trip, really, really enjoyable trip, and the scenery is just outstanding. Probably can't see too much behind me, but I'll show you a little bit of a video of just how good it is. So nearly finished the first part of the wilderness experience drive. Not a lot I can do here if someone comes the other way.
You're back online. You're on the fastest route. You should reach your destination by 8:46 a.m.
I'm just hoping that no one else gets up this early to come the other way. I'm on the Pyman River, and this is basically the end of coming from Arthur River down the wilderness track. What can happen is if you're just got a car or maybe a roof topper or a car and a very small caravan, then you can go on the ferry. But in my case, it's way too long. It's a maximum of 9 metres long, and that's from wheelbase to wheelbase. It's not the actual overhang of the caravan, so 9 metres. But beautiful little area. Now the reason apparently it's called the Pyman was apparently quite a gory story. There was some convicts that escaped, and there's a whole heap of them escaped, and anyway they headed off and they got kind of in the middle of the bush and ran out of food and basically started eating, started to become cannibals. And there's one guy who eventually ate all of them. I think there might have been 7 of them, ate the whole 7 to stay alive, and when he was found he confessed and said, oh look, you know, I'm a cannibal, I actually ate the people. The police said, no, we don't believe you, don't worry about it. And apparently he went back to jail, and then he escaped again and was with 2 guys, himself and another guy, and again he ate that guy. And then this time when they asked him, he said, yeah, I did, and this time they hanged him. So that's the Pyman, where the name comes from apparently. And the other great little thing they've got here is they've got timber platforms. So if you're camping with the tent, then you can pop your tent on the platform, just saves you being on the damp ground, and that's just another alternative. They do have hot showers here, and they do have toilet facilities. The showers are $2 for 3 minutes, so better get organised or have lots of $2 coins. I'm on my way to the spray tunnel. I'm just going to scoot down to the tunnel. It's called Spray Tunnel, and it's got quite incredible history to it. And as I'm walking down, I'll tell you a little bit about it. One of the reasons the silver spray mine was so successful was the British injected some capital that helped establish the mine. You can get to see the tension of me driving in these so many blind corners. Here we go. Not on high beam, but just on, so that gives another reminder of someone coming the other way. They'll actually see the lights before they see my car, hopefully. Just thought I'd give you a heads up. So I'm down at Trial Harbour. Good news, flies are fine. March flies are a little bit aggressive. Anywho, how good is this? This is outstanding. So it's a bit of a drive coming in, and there's one hairpin corner, but I managed to get the big van down here, and I'm at the absolute end of the car park, end of the camping thing. It's so good. I'll let you enjoy some of it without me gabbing on. This is the wilderness train. It runs from Queenstown and goes halfway to Strawn, and then it turns around and goes back the other way. Now there's two ways you can go. You can either go in your basic carriages, or you can go in the premium carriages. The premium carriages includes food, wine, morning tea, etc. And the other one is just basically the accommodation. You get commentary. Certainly in the premium you get commentary all the way up, which is great and gives you a bit of an idea and a bit of a history of the this whole train, the construction of the train, etc. back in the gold mining days. So we're standing in front of the train, the little train that thought it could, and in fact it did. Apparently going up on the very, very steep slope that it does, it uses a rack and pinion system, and that basically is like a chain that pulls the train up the hill. And when it gets to this station, which is the second stop, it has used almost all of its steam, so it needs to fill up those tanks. It's around about 3,000 litres. So this is the little train that thought it could. Okay, we've just stopped, and what they're doing now is they're doing a general maintenance on the train, on the locomotive. They're filling it up with water. They're just oiling everything, just making certain everything is all ship shape or locomotive shape for the trip back down the hill. And we've already seen them go up and manually do their turnaround. So the carriage is down the other way. So it will now go forward to the front of all the carriages and then start the descent down the hill. Well, there it is, another week, week 3 in Tasmania. I just love this place so much, and I love the train trip and I love the ocean. I just loved all of it. So if you found the video useful, helpful and or entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, this is 4 Wheel Drive signing off.